We're so excited. It's our first female solo Latina show in the history of the organization. That's almost 70 exhibitions that we've either hosted, organized, and curated. What was so moving to me is that she immigrated to the United States of America from Mexico, knew no English, knew nothing about our culture and our customs, and was introduced to a public library. And the way that she taught her and her son English after immigrating here was through children's books. And she had never been to a public library before. They didn't have them in Mexico. And she was just kind of bewildered at the gifts of free books and having access to free literacy. That is what spurred her to then start creating her own work. Was going into a public library, seeing the children's books, and from there she started creating her own stories. And that's actually how she got started in this industry. Essentially what you're seeing on these walls is Yuji's life's work brought to life through our curation. And now this exhibition not only was organized and curated right here in Abilene, Texas, but for the next 3 years we'll travel all over the United States to be seen by hundreds of thousands of other very lucky gallery goers. Her work is so beautiful, and her storytelling, the different cultural elements that we're able to celebrate together as a community. It is emotional, the different subject matters in each of her books, whether she illustrated them or illustrated and wrote them. They're personal to people, whether they have that connection, that emotional connection through their own heritage and history and family, or whether they've got a link to that heritage and history and family. You can find something to identify with very personally in all of her works, and I think that just makes it that much more impactful, that much more emotional. It's easy to connect to. We really wanted to have a great partnership between Hispanic leadership in the community, Mexican leadership in the community, to ensure that our programming would complement not only the arts, but then certainly the cultural elements that are celebrated in the book. And it's our first time to really be able to do that. So I think it's incredibly special. You actually have an opportunity to meet Yuji. She's coming the first week in March. We are going to host a public gallery talk and celebration for the entire community on Tuesday, March 3rd, from 6 to 8. Yuji will make a presentation and talk about this exhibition, talk about her work, talk about what it means to her not only professionally and personally to have the NCCIL host an exhibition for her, but then certainly be able to connect with people on a much deeper level than you could ever imagine.